Yo. I don't think they're ready for it. On the loose, on the loose, on the loose, on the loose. With the beast, on the loose, say the truth, on the loose. Off the chain, it's all the gauge. Yeah, getting wild, yeah, we out the cage.
It's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. Coming, coming. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild.
Eating them, beast, eating them, feast. Fire the most, tire the least. See them admitting defeat, and they so useless. I'm so ruthless. New phone, who this? Give no reply to excuses. Got no bite, man, I'm toothless. Living a lie and the truth is, got this power, bringing it. Play my anthem, singing it. Every mountain, ringing it high. I soar, I rise, reborn. Strapped, I'm back like never before. Taking my final form.
It's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. It's coming, coming. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild. For the revolution.
What?
Waiting on an evolution.
Yo.
It's coming, coming.
Yeah.
If you wanna come and get some,
Yo.
nothing we can't overcome. Running, running. Sure as we rise with the sun,
Yo.
we will arise and become stunning, stunning. Watch for the revolution. You can't stop what's begun. It's coming, coming.
Wait.
It's coming, coming.
Wait.
It's coming, coming.
Just you wait, just you wait.
Yo, 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 yo. It's getting wild out here.
Getting wild.
One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here.
Yo.
But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. Coming, coming. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild.
I got this feeling in my bones, things will work out. Nothing's gonna keep me back or turn me around. Hey. I just know it'll turn around somehow. These good vibes never run out. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. Watch me do my favorite dance, 'cause it's all good. You would do the same thing, I promise you would. Oh, got me feeling so high, never come down. These good vibes never run out. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. And they can't take my shine. This feeling is one of a kind. It's the best day of my life. 'Cause I'm feeling alive. And there's nothing you can do. I'm feeling brand new. And even when I'm down, I'm still cool. There's no way I can lose. I feel invincible. That's just what I choose. Yeah, feeling good's the choice. Now scream it out with your voice. Yeah, my time has arrived, 'cause I'm feeling so alive.
We are live! Welcome everyone to one of the biggest international showdowns of the year. This is the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational 2026, where 25 of the best squads on the planet have gathered in the beautiful city of Macau in hopes to etch their name in PUBG Mobile history. I am Hot Jukes, and right next to me is my man, Maxman. How you doing, brother?
Well, right next to you, the other side of the Atlantic. But you know what? Still
That's
on
right.
the same Earth. But yeah, I'm very excited here. Excited to break down all of the action happening in PMMI 2026 with you, Hot Jukes. It's going to be very exciting. And we've got an insane lineups of team. And pretty much the way you could put down this tournament in a few words, it's China against the world. Ooh.
That is correct, man. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see all the best teams on the planet going against a heavy studded roster of all these incredible Chinese squads. You can take a look right here at the graphic. This is what we got going on, guys. We got the group stage. This is day number 1, and then we're gonna have those grand finals coming around the corner. But I'm looking at the bottom, Max, man. $440,000 on the line here.
Ooh, that's some big money on the line here for the Macau Invitational. Last year, of course, we had PMHI, the Hong Kong Invitational. This time around, it's going to be in Macau, but still so much money on the line for all of these teams participating. Not only today, but really for the entirety of this week. We're going to end the tournament on Sunday, so this is going to be an intense week of PUBG Mobile Esports, Hot Jukes. So yeah, of course, that $440,000 is going to be huge for these teams, and also a good training for what's to come with PMWC.
Man, this week is going to be just non-stop action. I mean, you got to give it all you got every single match here. And speaking of, you know, last year's tournament, right? Weibo's here. So, you know, they're going to be really looking forward to making things happen here once again.
Well, you say Weibo's here. Not fully, right? Because Suk lost his best friend, Order. He left him for another team. He went to RSG. How could he do this? Ah, treason of the highest degree. So yes, Suk now gonna have to try and make it work out. Can they get the back-to-back trophy here for the Invitational in China? That is going to be the big question. Of course, looking at the overall format for the group stage, it's been tested so many times in the past, Hot Jukes. We know how it works out. We have 3 groups full of 8 great teams here on the global stage. Group Red, Group Green, and Group Yellow. And today in particular is going to be putting up against each other the 8 teams of Group Red versus the 8 teams of Group Green, that I would go to say is the group of death, Hot Jukes. But which group do you think is that group of death?
Oh my gosh, I think we're going to get into it here in a little bit, but there's so many different... honestly, they're all the group of death, right? I mean, we got so many
lobby of death,
star-studded rosters. I mean, every single one. I mean, I'm really looking, honestly, at Group Red. Group Red has so many squads that already have won so many big tournaments. You know what I'm saying? And that experience is always great, but there are also some other incredible groups as well, Max. And I know you got your eyes on one in particular.
Yeah, I mean, Group Green, I'm really excited for this this overall group of 8 teams. You got AURORA, you got Bigatron, you got FURIA that popped off, got a podium finish in PMGO Season 1. DRX also, they're now renamed to KRX. So if we say KRX, chat, it's because they rebranded to KRX. That is why. Regnum Karia also here that... This is going to be a big surprise for me in particular, Hot Jukes, because they're playing here on day 1 against the insane squads of Group Red. They didn't participate in PMGO Season 1. They're not going to be at PMWC because they failed in their home region of Turkey. So I feel like Regnum Karia, they have to answer a lot of questions on this opening day.
They're going to definitely have to do that. You can see here, they are only going to have... the group stage is 3 days, right? But these teams obviously are only going to have 2 to really put points on the board. But as we get later into this, we're going to be seeing that smash rule come into play once again, Max, man. We didn't see a smash in PMGO. You think we're going to see one here?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I feel like we're going to be getting a smash here on that last day on Sunday for the last day of the finals. It's going to be very intense for these teams, right, to make it happen, because we saw back during PMGO Season 1, we saw 4 Thrives get in that smash zone super early and just unable to actually get that chicken dinner at the end of the line because there's so much pressure on your shoulders at that point. But you know what? We already had one global event done and dusted this year. So I feel like this time around, Hot Jukes, PMMI is the tournament to make the smash happen.
Man, I think we're going to see something crazy here because even during PMGO towards the end, I mean, we thought that no team was going to even get close to catching up to 4 Thrives, right? But they got real close. Regardless, 4 Thrives ended up becoming champions. Speaking of 4 Thrives, I think we got to mention Max, right? Unfortunately, not here today.
Yeah, the only way you get rid of 4th Thrives is they can't participate. Otherwise, you can't beat them. They're too strong. No, so very unfortunately, 4th Thrives are not here. But we got a great replacement, right, in the side of GOAT Team. That was very impressive going into PMGO Season 1. I feel like this is a lineup coming out from EECA that a lot of people maybe overlooked slightly, right? But this is just a very solid roster. Moxie in particular, I tell you, Hot Jukes, you give Moxie a hovercraft, anything is possible. So I would say GOAT Team, a very deserving replacement as you check out the map rotation. And Rondo is here to kick off PMMI 2026. I cannot wait to see in particular how the Chinese teams are going to perform on that battleground.
Yes, I mean, we saw just how incredibly important Rondo was in PMGO. Now, it was especially important in the fact that it was such a shorter format, right? We're going to go into a much longer one here, but still, this is the place where you're going to put some serious points on the board. We could see a team easily drop 30 off the rip here, Max.
Very easily, that could be the case, because we've seen the scrim yesterday. You know, of course, it's just a scrim. Is that going to happen in the real actual tournament? Not sure. But there were a lot of teams in Yulin, Danqing, even a few teams, not as many, but a few teams going into Neox Factory. I feel like Neox Factory is like the lesser hot drop now. Everyone is just going to Yulin, it feels like. And it makes sense because you have a lot of the recall towers spread all around Yulin itself, so we'll see how things are going to go down. And one thing in particular, and this is kind of the way I want to kick off the conversation with you, Hot Jukes.
Sure.
We saw what happened between Boom and the side of Aurora back during PMGO Season 1, right? Where they would get hot dropped on their solo player, it was top, he goes down, the entire game plan falls apart. Aurora, after taking, I would say, a few L's recently, I need to see something from this team globally speaking, because right now, I've just not been hyped with Aurora when it comes to 2026 so far.
Yeah, I think Aurora always just takes so long to get started. I think they're going to have a little bit more of an advantage here, the fact that they got a couple extra days, but still, right? I mean, we need to see them make something happen in Rondo, and losing top off the rip is not something that you can allow to happen. And you know, all these teams did their homework. They saw that in PMGO. So I wonder if Aurora is going to be doing that same strategy or mixing things up. But these are all the participating teams, guys. We got Group Red versus Group Green. Now, I want to talk about some of these squads, Max. I'm going to start off, though. One team I got my eye on, it's Alpha 7. Obviously, I mean, our global champions, right? Absolutely popped off during PMGC. But in PMGO, they didn't even make it to the finals. I talked to these guys immediately after, and I was like, guys, just what happened? You know, and they looked at me just with their heads down. They're like, we just got too confident.
Yeah,
you know,
Alpha 7 during the Global Championship. I'm awake. During PMGO, I sleep. Right now, that's what we had with Alpha 7. But yeah, as you said, also very storied rosters going on to Group Red. You got Alpha 7, 1 PMGC and PMWC. You're looking at Yangon Galacticos, 1 PMWC 2025 over in Saudi Arabia. D plus Kia, 1 PMGC back in London 2 years ago, and then S2G won it back in Jakarta. PMGC a few years back. I think it was 4 years back in total. So yeah, sure, the lineups are a little bit different, but when it comes to the orgs in particular, Hot Troops, this is definitely a storied group this time around in Group Red. We're going to the next group, Group Green, my group of death. Like, man, come on. You got so many big squads here. And BTR in particular, I know they fell flat on their faces a little bit, right? Hot Troops going into the PMGO Season 1 finals, but my expectations are so high, in particular for Razy and Razak. I tell you, they're going to come out swinging on match 1.
Yeah, they definitely are. And it's so crazy because, you know, you would think Group Red, with having so many trophies behind their belt, right, that they would be the group of death. But looking at this Group Green squad, I don't blame you, bro. This squad, this is stacked with teams that are so hungry. You got previous MVPs winners here, even like on the sides of other squads, like, you know, FURIA, tons of potential coming from them. They've won multiple tournaments via Smash Rule. You know, they're going to be hungry here, but it's literally anyone's game. I really do feel we're going to have a big surprise coming out of this tournament.
For sure, I mean, you need to be top 15 if you want to qualify, because as you can see on the right side of our screen, all gamers already qualified directly through to the finals as they became your, I think it was Spring PEL champions. And all gamers, I know, like, since Nova Esports, we haven't really had a big Chinese win. Like, sure, you could say Weibo won PMHI last year, but all gamers, oh my goodness. I don't know if anyone has watched some of their gameplay, because it's a bit hard to watch the stream sometimes. But the level of gameplay they put on the table is absolutely ludicrous. So all gamers, Liu, XZZ, Flower H, Maple, and AG1, all those guys are a menace, and I would not be surprised, Hot Jukes, if these guys not only do well in this tournament, but also possibly at PMWC over in Paris. This team is looking cracked.
Man, I can't wait to see them there in the finals here. But, you know, we're in the group stage, right? So we got Group Yellow, still also filled with some incredible squads, right? We got I'd say, without a doubt, the second best Brazilian team in the world here, Influence Rage. They're all going to be sitting, just watching here and analyzing these different squads. I'm really interested as we go into Rondo, just seeing how teams are going to approach it, right? During the scrims, just to kind of give a little sneak, we saw everybody just hot drop, right? Which kind of makes sense. It's a scrim. You're just trying to kind of, you know, make sure everything's working. But at the same time, I'm always wondering, right? Like, why not? You know, you have those revive opportunities. That could be a great place to get some instant eliminations. I want to see which squads are going to really go hungry for it in such a crazy format, or are we going to see teams just kind of head off to their side?
I feel like it's very likely a lot of teams are going to want to get involved in that early conversation in the hot drops you just mentioned, because you need to be top 15 out of all these groups. Literally one Rondo over the course of 3 days. Well, technically 2 days, right? Because you have a group rotation, so you have 2 days per group. That could be your one-way ticket straight into the grand final. So Rondo is just so important. I know we keep rehashing how important it is. Of course, you don't want to overlook Erangel or Miramar, because I know we keep referencing PMGO Season 1 a lot, Hot Shoots, but because it's so fresh in our minds, that if you look back at PMGO Season 1 Grand Finals, Day 2 of the finals, Ulf, it was not because of Rondo they came back. It was because of Erangel and Miramar combined.
Yep.
So sure, Rondo's there, but the other maps, if you do well, whoo, man, you could become the champion purely off the back of those maps alone.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. You know, having that consistency on Erangel and Miramar is going to definitely net you a whole bunch of points for sure. It's just Rondo is such a threat. The fact that it's the only map here where teams could be revived, it just adds that little extra spiciness here. Man, you know what I'm also hoping, Max? We see a double plane path off the rip. You know, just let's get crazy.
You caught me as I was finishing my drink, sorry.
Aha!
Unfortunate timing. But no, double playing, we did have it during the scrims yesterday, actually. So you know what? That could be a way to kick off the tournament in a very, very hype fashion. I always like a double plane because it just throws a bit of madness into the lobby. But yeah, no, I mean, Rondo's going to be important. I'm especially looking at Yulin. And again, I want to rehash the point I made about AURORA. They have shown a big weakness during PMGO with Boom, where they got hot dropped on top as the recall player. I do wonder if teams are going to expand upon that, but not just on AURORA, but on other teams that we know how they split up and where they like to go for their 3-1 splits. If you could do so, you can instantly wound teams that you think could be a threat later on in this tournament. Like, you got big names like Alpha 7. You brought out their name earlier. Sure, they did not do well in PMGO Season 1 at all, but we all know this team could become a global champion again. They did it last year in PMGC, so if that's a team you like, then a very weakened drop, we could send in one player and instantly wound that roster. Why the hell not? We could send it.
We could totally send it, and we could definitely see some serious things happen. But man, we got that match 1 of Rondo coming up really, really soon, guys. I hope you guys are so excited for this. I know I am, especially as we go ahead and see China versus the world. And just to remind you guys of all the different Chinese squads that are going to be playing here, we're going to see all gamers in the finals. Here in the group stage, we're going to see Thunder Talk, LGD Gaming, Weibo, KSG, Tianba, and K1. You know they're going to be coming out swinging here, Max.
I'm very excited to see what the global meta is looking like, and hopefully getting ready to go on these matches today. 3 Erangels, 2 Miramars, and of course 1 Rondo to kick off the day. Actually, I want to ask you, remember the first time I saw Sitting play a global event? I was like, Sitting, that's an interesting name. Oh, he's probably not going to do much, right? And he just wrecks the lobby sometimes. He's like,
he sat people down.
Yeah, he's like, that's why he's called Sitting. He's like, okay, I'm sorry for doubting you, Sitting. He's really good. So I fully agree with Thunder Talk. I feel like they could definitely bring the heat this time around. But K1, some players that, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be honest here, I don't know how they're going to perform here. So this is kind of a big question mark in this lobby, that how they're going to drop, how they're going to rotate, are they going to play edge, are they going to play center, are they going to play adaptable, aggressive, passive? So many questions that we need to answer quickly, because otherwise, a team that you just don't know how they're going to perform could be the dark horse to take it home.
Yeah, and I think that honestly, I'm really feeling it here. I've kind of felt a shift in the air, especially after seeing, you know, 4 Thrives with PMGO, that these other teams, the level of competition across the board, Max, has raised exponentially this year. Before, in previous years, we usually see like a good, solid, like half the lobby that was just a cut above the rest, right?
Yeah.
But I think every team here, they can make it happen. Literally, they just get a good rondo going. They get some solid matches, some solid zones. They can easily win this thing.
I would say this is one of the most well-balanced lobbies we've had in a hot minute. Like, PMGO Season 1 was hype, but I don't think it was as balanced as PMMI here for this event.
Oh,
And
yeah.
especially the groups are very well-balanced. We were struggling. Which one is the group of death? And I took like a day to think, which one do I really think is the group of death? Because every team has just so many big-name players and teams on the line that it makes it really tough to make that pick happen. And actually, you know what? I'm going to get chat involved a little bit on this. Chat, which group do you all think is the group of death? Group red, group green, or group yellow? I want to see and just have a good lay of the land of what the audience thinks is going to be the big group here to possibly dominate PMMI 2026. You know, we talked about the Chinese teams now. I feel like Hot Troops, we kind of hyped them up enough. I kind of want to go back to the global teams here for a second.
Okay.
You already mentioned, like, you know, your Alpha 7s, FURIA doing really well. Are there any other teams globally here that you're kind of excited to see play in this event?
Man, you know what? One team I really kind of want to see something out of is Yangon Galacticos, right? We saw them win, you know, PMWC in 2025. I do think they're a legitimate threat here. You know, I think they really need to kind of put their stamp on 2026. This is a huge opportunity for them to do it.
I agree. I mean, especially just before PMWC, this is a good way to see, do they have the chops to do well at PMWC again and maybe get back-to-back trophy? Because I believe we can all agree, right, that Yangon Galacticos won PMWC last year in a very unusual fashion, which is it was very macro, rotationally focused gameplay. Not like IHG a few years ago winning in Turkey for PMGC, where it was just aggression. It was the complete opposite. So Yangon Galacticos, I feel like, have to set up their storyline for PMWC. Like, do we have what it takes to do well in another global tournament, or was it just a flash in the pan? Because I feel like a lot of people might say that was the case. I disagree. I feel like that team has a lot of potential, and it's here that they need to showcase what they can do on the international stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I always tell people, like, you know, when it comes to the roadmap of, like, hitting the pinnacle of PUBG Mobile esports, like winning the trophy, right? Getting the top performance, it's almost impossible, right? It is very, very difficult. But once you get it, maintaining that title is so dang tough. So Yangon Galacticos, we could hopefully see that happen. But we got match number 1 ready to go. We're going into Rondo. Let's get it going here, Max.
Come on, give me the double plane on match 1, day 1 of PMMI. Okay, well, asked for a little bit too much. But you know what? The 3 main hot drops are going to be in reach, Hot Jukes. Yulin is there, Danching is there, and so is Neox Factory. So really, this is a really kind plane, I would say, for all of these rosters, all of these players. But Yulin in particular, from what I saw back during that test match, Hot Jukes, it was getting a little bit hectic. You had everyone dropping in that area, trying to get those early eliminations. And hopefully, everyone is going to go in a 3-1 split, because going as a 4-man in Yulin is just not recommended at this point.
Yeah, definitely not. And it looks like that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of different players spread out, but those are single players just trying to go ahead and hold on to their recall tower while the rest of their squads are looking to get some good, solid eliminations. You can see Carrillo dropping, getting looted up and ready to go here. Oh, yeah, these teams are not messing around, Max. They want those points early, and we're going to see KRX get a nice thirst on the Yangon Galacticos.
Okay, this fight could last a while, because the circle is slap dab right on the middle of Yulin itself, so no one's going to have to go for that quick early rotation. They can just chill out. Well, chill out is a bit of a weird way to put a hot drop. They definitely have a bit more time to work with. You can see some of the players going to... Oh, I saw one player with a DSR and a Kar 98 loadout for Yala, I believe, for Furia. Yeah, so he's... Okay, he does pick up an M4. Lucky, because otherwise that double sniper loadout would not be it in this hot drop. But here we do have this LGD, S2G, Aurora, Furia, KRX. I think there's another team I can't even see, because there's too many bloody squads here, Hot Jukes. There's too many.
Way too many squads here. We can see Silence keeping an eye out right now, trying to catch this play from LGD. As we can go ahead and see Oh, as a matter of fact, there's Top. AK in hand, but getting caught by Kami.
Why is Top here? What? Normally he's the recall player.
Well, yeah,
I guess
what are
not
you doing,
this.
Top?
Yeah, normally Top would be the one recalling the team, so I guess not. Maybe they just swapped the roles since what happened with Boom back at PMGO Season 1. But here, Ziol going to try and stick that res. S2G, a little bit of a harder path to get on that elevated ground, so that's going to give a lot of time for Ziol to get that full reset, possibly. As Rufus here for backup, the man, the lord, the savior of Aurora is back again, but the shots connect. Top knocked again, but Ziol steps up to the plate. Good elimination, and that's them up to 2 points early on.
Man, Aurora making it happen off the rip. Great teamwork there. And I think that maybe they did make an adjustment, right? We saw Top kind of go off in his lonesome, but this time they're like, let's keep them pretty close so that way we can make things happen. But we see eliminations happening like crazy here in Rondo.
Yeah, maybe said, Doc, you know what? You're kind of the X factor sometimes. You go a bit crazy. You go to the recall tower, but I really want to fight.
Why did it make sense?
Go to the recall tower, Doc. Right? You're punished. But hey, so far, interesting change of strats as RRQ, no team that did take a big L back in PMGO Season 1, trying to redeem themselves in the eye of the audience. But here taking an early knock down to the hands of Yangon Galacticos. They do have a bit of a tough encounter also with KRX that have 3 eliminations. This team looking insane at the very start of this match. As with the Thompson, TR8 trying to get the angle, but just barely missing out on connecting onto La Par.
Revo getting against some shots against TIANBA in the feed. Oh, he jumps down. Goes for the shots. Gets a couple little peeks on him. He only got 24 shots left, but gets caught out. And RRQ immediately returning the favor. Actually, no, that's Hoxie, yeah, from KRX. Getting it done there. So 4 eliminations for the side of KRX. And they should be able to get this res as well.
You see, like, yeah, TRE, you have to crawl back up the stairs to me if you want to get res. But I like it. The way, the timing of TRE, I feel like some people in the audience might be saying, that was a bit of a weird push, right? The way he did it onto the part. Oh, the nade, though, out of nowhere! It's Chips on his Korean brethren's taking down his homies. Oh, that's not a good way to go down. He could have stuck the res too, but was really trying to buy as much time as possible. But yeah, definitely really good timing between the 2 players on KRX. But unfortunately, one nade takes it apart instantly.
Wow, what a perfect nade. The bank is open there. The bounce nade, hitting it. That is how you do it. Now we see Thunder Talk. AJ holding some angles here, trying to find a peek on Alpha 7. Hopefully he's hoping one of these players slip up, going out that building. You know they're hungry, but Thunder Talk so far, no eliminations. But you know they're ready to get some, that's for sure. This is on the side of Danching, right there on the edge of the circle. Obscure getting caught.
Not the best way to kick off the game here. Of course, they still should have their recalls. Revo to get 1 elimination. All they want to do here, if you're Alpha 7, is avoid the bottom 2. Just still stings, right, after PMGO S1. But they will stick the res onto Obscure. All good to go. Thunder Talk playing it very slow, which I do respect. They do have the circle advantage in the sense that they are in between the circle and the rest of Alpha 7. So natural progression of the game dictates that Alpha 7 has to push or go on a wide wrap around Thunder Talk if they want to avoid the skirmish. But you can see with the setup, it seems like Thunder Talk might just want to exit the vicinity entirely. They're just not fully interested. They just want to let TIANBA fight Alpha 7 and maybe pick up the pieces later on as the nades flying by left, right, and center. QZ just going to survive the encounter for now. He is going to be left stranded with an S12K. That could be a clutch here as you going to drop on down and get picked off by Obscure.
QZ wondering, should I go ahead and pop on down? Nope, he's going to hold that stairs. Yeah, Obscure knows he's... Let's try to find another angle here. I don't want to run up there with a shotgun just yet. All right, so the pre-fires. Good nade going on in. Great teamwork. Alpha 7 trying to catch them slipping. Always so tough, no matter what. Even in your 2v1 situation, you got to watch out for that shotgun. Peaks are quick, and they get it done. So Alpha 7 clearing out TIANBA. They start this one with 3 eliminations.
Yeah, and the rest of TIANBA were in Jadina City, so that's going to be very quick recall. They are going to be in the blue for a little bit, but it's phase 1, so generally just not an issue. Well, how did that cover flare drop on the roof?
All right.
We're building a new level to this building, apparently.
That's right.
Trying to make a skyscraper.
Super coverage.
Ooh. That's still what they're trying to go for. Here we're going back over to the fight in Yulin. So yeah, already a lot of teams taken out of the equation entirely. That's going to be G+. Backstabbed by K1. It's going to be Zez. And he's going to try and secure that elimination. As Chips just confirms himself. He's like, you're not going to get me. Confirms himself out of that one. And that's going to be still K1 then. Again, big surprise. Not sure what to expect from this roster. 5 eliminations on their first hot drop in PMMI. That's a pretty decent start, I would say.
That's a great start there. Yeah, 5 limbs. They got everybody up, and they are in a great position in this zone right now. So we're going to see some other teams outlying, trying to push their way back in. We saw some squads, as I take a look at the map feed here, like KRX. They res their entire team way out in the blue zone, so they're going to be pushing into this circle. Oh, but there's Zez! Almost catching silence there. He actually jumps out the building, has to hit that laydown. But yep, let's go back inside.
Yeah, not worth it. Don't want to take that trade.
Let's go back inside.
Let's go back into hiding. Furia is kind of cracked with their loadouts. He's got himself an M4. I believe, yeah, there's an... Is that an EMP? Yeah, I believe there's an EMP here. So the scope's not going to be as functional. Well, really, I say the scope's not appearing on your screen is a bit of an issue. But when you're a pro... You know,
don't matter.
You can deal without the scopes on your weapons, so I feel like Furia will not care too much about it. As Chief with the AUG will get Sunan, instant knock, and he's gonna go out to the AUG flush. So they're just gonna try and converge together, clean up whoever remains in Yulin, and that's gonna be Furia. Off to an amazing start too, right? That should put them up to 4 eliminations if they play their cards right. Good Molotov here to push him out of position. But also counter Molotov. So actually, that was a good counterplay. Furia really stuck here with that Molotov.
K1 buying himself a little bit of time here. They have a great start with 5, but this single player is in huge trouble. Ayala's got that nade, trying to figure out where he's at. That's looking in the wrong direction, though.
He moved.
Little does he know. Yeah, he already moved to the backside. Trying to use that util. Now they know where he is. Oh, that molly is good. The whole roof is on fire. Zaz, what can you do? He switched guns at the worst time.
Ooh, bit of a tough one here. Gonna have to go lay down on his belly, hoping that he doesn't get spotted. Ayala sending it solo here. You got to be careful. That's one knock. Can he pull off the 1v3? It's just not meant to be. Zez will get put down, but it doesn't matter. K1 still have that recall strat available, so we'll see him later on down the line. But Furia, I would say that was a great display, Hot Jukes, of utility usage. The grenades, the Molotovs, the timing to reposition, in particular for Zez, was just a thing of absolute beauty. So, like, tip of the hat to you guys. That was just some great utility usage from start to finish.
That's what I love to see, right? I mean, I think every team knows just how incredible all these players are and how insane this lobby is. So they're taking 0 chances, right? Even in every 3v1 situation with shotguns, let's use that util. Let's make sure that our teamwork is perfect, because one silly little push could mean 1 player down, and we can't afford it, right? So let's make sure we get that flush, keep every single player up, and that is how you do it there, folks.
I guess I wasn't looking at the minimap. That was in Yulin. Some areas look very similar. I was like, wait a minute. No. That was the southern side. So it was a different fight entirely. So my apologies on that one. I caught myself. But yeah, the buildings do. Those 2 compounds in particular look very similar. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. This is somewhere completely different, because Yulin still has BTR, as I believe, Alula, Aurora, Furia, and yeah, still we got TT over there in Thunder Talk, so they're going to be looking to take that fight. So yeah, we still got the hot shot happening, because the circle, and phase 2 in particular, we just saw it shift a few seconds ago, is still involving the entirety of Yulin in its area. So that fight is never ending, it seems. Though actually, looking at the map, one rotation that's very interesting to me, Aldrix, is that wide western rotation from Alpha 7. They've got no enemies nearby. Alpha 7, this could be a free ticket into what, like top 10 without taking a single fight.
And they did a great job. I mean, they already have 3 eliminations so far, right? So they got some points on the board. They are completely spread out here. The most spread out squad, as they're just going to have a great lay of the land. Let's see where this next zone goes, though. If it definitely goes up to the north, we'll probably have to see Alpha 7 do a big wide wrap. But for now, everything is copacetic for them. Meanwhile, LGD, Ling S going to have to drop some smokes. Got to protect that vehicle.
Just going to be pushing back on RRQ, making it known this is our mountaintop. Decent position in the circle too, right up northwest. And also decent angle. They got a 3-1 split, 1 player right next to S2G. And you know what? He's going to be in the circle. So that's an instant rotation for LGD back on their solo teammate. But Yulin is still in play. So BTR, Alula, all those teams still can remain over there. But I would start thinking about leaving the area, because leaving it when the circle does not give you any other options, that's when things can get a little bit dicey. So if you're any of those 4 teams, you know what? It might be time to start thinking about your mid-game rotations.
Yes, indeed. We could just see right now LGD trying to figure out what we're going to do here. I think right now it's just set up. They are in the zone. They're sitting pretty. Meanwhile, RRQ losing a player. They're outside of the zone. Yeah, and they're going to leave them. So they're going to go ahead and rotate away from this one and try to find a spot in this next circle. There's still plenty of spots available. They just got to get moving pretty quick here, And that's going to be for the side of Young on Galacticos as well, but they want to make sure they get that confirmed.
Yep, get that point confirmed, secure it. That's going to be Mernet to get it done with his teammates Say Cloud, Master Smile, and Romeo. And I got to say, this team, not only is their gameplay on point, Hodrix, but so is their TikTok game. I don't know, they keep posting banger after banger on TikTok.
I love it!
Yeah, they got their social media game down to a T, so I respect it. You know what, I might have to ask them for a few tips on how to play in-game and also on TikTok because they're just too good, man. Their social game is insane. As Mernet going to be a little bit further back from his teammates to have a decent scouting ground up northwest next to the circle. So they're going to have a good scope of the land, see where teams are located, how they're rotating. So I feel like their entry point shouldn't be too hard to execute information-wise. As Binny here going to combo the cover flare and also the explosive bow to create a little bit of a building for himself almost. So my man using every mechanic available on Rondo, Hodjukes, to just survive in this game.
Wow, using that explosive bow to terraform a little bit. He's going to hide that buggy. Yeah, and that's a great idea, especially because I was wondering, I was like, why is he doing this so early considering what the zone is? But he's like, you know what? If this zone goes away, I need this buggy protected, and it is prime for the picking from any team looking in this direction. So right now, a great setup here. And I love seeing that use of that explosive bow.
In particular, I feel like it's not just trying to hide the car, which of course is a bonus if you can, but with third-person perspective, it's still very easy to see the buggy. I would say the main reason why he's done that is because he wants to hide the wheels. So you don't get the wheels popped by like a Mini 14 from like maybe top from like 200 meters away. So just to make sure that car remains in a functional condition. So I feel like that is a very good play from Binny. And I feel like as time goes on, we're going to see those mechanics used even more by these global teams. As K1 and RRQ going to clash again, it seems the never-ending war just keeps happening, Otrix. And so far, RRQ having a bit of a bad time against the Chinese super team.
See what Young on Galacticos can do. These players doing everything, not just protecting the buggy, but specifically the lower half of the buggy. That's right. So take a look where this next zone's going to go. Will it go to the lower half of this circle, or will it go up to the north or center up? Let's take a look here as it's going to go down to the south. So the Wolves are going to be sitting pretty, but it's still going to be a party over there at Yulin. Meanwhile, all the rest of these teams got to get moving now.
I was wondering, when is Hotrix going to start hyping up NA? And you know what? It took like 5 seconds after the circle shift. we got circle. There.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
We need that.
It's in your contract. You need to hype up the NA team at least once per game. And you know what?
Mention.
That's it. That's in the contract. As KRX going to go for their mad rotation. Well, not mad. It's a pretty straightforward rotation, but they're going to go and execute it as smoothly as humanly possible, trying to scout, get some intel where teams are located before sending it forward, because Binny will be the one trying to create that anchor point in the play zone. As Jamba, though, can't say their rotation's going too smoothly, as they're going to be getting knocked for Eagle. A-King and QZ going to do God's work, as Silence is going to get dropped instantly. Nice confirm, their first point of the game, actually. And he's instantly scoping down onto Ayala with a 6x scope on the Org, and man, he's got some sick shots already.
That is how you open up and give yourself a little bit of breathing room, but that nade. Oh, actually, it was a sticky bomb here. Nice shots again. QZ trying to get that confirmed, but having to hit the reload and gets taken out all the way from Thunder Talk with some great plays there from QZ.
He's like, I'm just going to ruin their entire day. Boom, snipes them from it. Not even a sniper, he's just with the M4, right? So he's just able to snipe it, which really, when you think about it, M4 is just a sniper in this current meta that can spray. So right now, really good usage.
Fully automatic, R98 pretty much at this point.
Really, that's what it is. So really good usage of that and good execution. One elimination to the name of Thunder Talk. As KRX, a little gift from the heavens. Maybe an MG3. Come on, loot it. You know you want to. Come on, Hoxie.
Yeah, he's like, I need it. I need it.
Or P90? What is it going to be?
Let's see what he gets. Oh, level 3. All right. He said, I'll take that.
You didn't loot it.
And we're out of here. Oh, and we're not. In the back.
Hey, he's in circle. He's chilling. He's got that rock.
Yeah,
that's a good hiding spot. Just, you know what? If he could use, he only has one nade.
Tire!
Oh, good. Repairs it. Nicely done.
Give me that. And he needed it too.
Yep.
Fixing that back tire. Obscure goes down there to Say Cloud. Saw that in the feed. Meanwhile, Regnum Karia, 4 eliminations. They're on the north side, trying to hopefully catch a third party. But yeah, Silas scouting it out, trying to figure out where his squad is going to be going into this next zone. Gotta protect that car, though, and it's starting to get beat up.
Gotta use the Binny strat, create a dip, and hide your car. It worked out for him. It might work out for you. With Regnum Karia, again, this team has to answer a big question. Do they still have it in the big year of 2026? So far, not too bad of a start. They got himself 4 eliminations. 2 of those headed the way of Loxy. Ezel, also the newest addition of the team. Yet to get a single elimination, but you know what? Slow starts. That's okay for this squad. As D plus Kia are going to be slowly but surely closing that gap. And there's a big issue that even if they do win this fight, Hot Jukes, there's a team right in the circle ahead of you, which is KRX and RRQ. So you need to win this fight, and you need to win it quick.
Yeah, you gotta try to keep everybody up while you're at it, and that's gonna be pretty tough here. You can see Loxy, oh, some great angles, applying that pressure, making sure not to get naded here. Oh, but that nade was quite good. Blue zone is starting to come on in and put some pressure. Nice shot from Nobu. That's gonna open up things for his squad. And Loxy getting a knock as well. Regnum Karya, though, getting beat up on the way in.
Well, nobody wins that fight. There's literally one survivor. It's Silas, the IGL of Regnum Karya, and the circle shifting down south once again. What do you want from this squad? Furia just shuts them down. Sit down. It's game over for you. Really good pickup again, Furia, trying to show why they were on the podium back during PMGO Season 1. And Regnum Karya, not the start they were hoping for. Still decent fights, but the blue zone really just added that extra ticking time bomb factor to the equation, and it just made it so much harder for them to pull off that dub. Now,
Yeah,
circle again, looking good for a team in particular. Wolves, man, NA looking so good. The circle is just so kind to them. Can it be an NA win on match 1?
Super blessed, right? Super blessed in this situation here. And what Wolves need to do, though, is they need to take full advantage of it as Master Smile trying to do some crazy plays there by switching that passenger seat. But Guizhou shut that down really quick here. One thing you notice here from some of the top squads that went out early, like D+ and Regnum Karya, even though they went out, they got 7 points on the board. And that's what you got to do when you don't get a favorable circle. Still put something up. Wolves, they're blessed, but they can't sit back. They need to take full opportunity of this, and they need to try to hunt down some eliminations.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be one big issue, which is one team is going to crash onto Wolves, and then it's just going to be third-party city, right? Team crashes, another one wants to crash it to try and create an opportunity and an entry point in the circle, and it just keeps on happening. In particular, you've got to pay attention to LGG, Alpha 7, and also Wolves if they are going to commit to that big boy breach eventually. As KRX, no, just going on their day here in this game, having a good time for eliminations. Hoxie Binny still there surviving. Big names when it comes to PUBG Mobile Esports in Korea. But this will be a good time here, Hodrix, to get an extra wheel on that buggy, because right now that could spin out of control very easily with one good spray onto that car.
Let's see what Hoxie can do. On the move now. Trying to find a spot in this circle, getting pieced up. Oh, and that tire does go out. So now he's going to try and coast it into a spot. Going to have to pick this one here. Yeah, explosive bow. Oh, and that's not here. That's Binny.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, but they do have one explosive bow in one of their loadouts. So I was like, maybe they could use it to create a bit of a dip and survive a bit deeper in this game. Maybe get a few cheeky placement points if they can reach top 8. But as of right now, it's not looking good. Sunam with the nade. He has no information on where they exactly are. And he gets the knock onto one of those players. It's looking good. Furia struggling to survive, though, as RRQ getting absolutely demolished. And KRX also not having the best of times.
K1 looking great, though. 8 eliminations. They're in the lead so far, and they are putting in work. Beautiful sprays there. Now their real focus needs to be on the side of Furia. Furia, 5 eliminations, starting to put some smokes. They're on the push. The initial knock from Silence and Thirst from Ayala is going to be a great start for them, and they are punishing K1. That's K1 out of here. Furia looking strong.
Oh, Sunan, you thought that was a good nade? Wait until you see our utility, and then they just completely squad wipe them. So really good re-engage from Furia, and good timing too. That fight took, what, since they engaged it, 15, 20 seconds? So really, really quick gameplay and execution. Love to see that from our top 3 team of PMGO Season 1. Circle, though, this is going to be a very telling circle as to who could be a true contender for this chicken dinner, as Wolves might have to leave their compound for the first time in this game, and even a portion of it is still in play, Hot Jukes. But Wolves, I feel like they should look at the bigger picture and maybe send it onto Alpha 7.
Yeah, look to find the best spot in this circle and take it. You got so much room, especially considering that the whole rest of the lobby's on the other side of the zone. They're busy battling it out. Let's see what they can do. Meanwhile, Alula, quick. Trying to get a good nade onto LGD. That looks good. And it looks like it is going to put in some work. But meanwhile, it's R38 getting the finish. Lula trying to put... Oh, that nade, though. That hurt.
Yeah, that's some good damage coming out. Ling S, can he survive? Can he pull out another first aid? Oh, Reefus! Out of nowhere. The man with those grenades is just unstoppable at times. He got the 1v4 back during PMGO EECA finals onto the side of Vicious. And how is Ling S still alive? There's no
What?
way he keeps
Like-
tanking that. He's got tier 10 armor. What's going on?
Elementrix getting that confirmed. They'll steal that. They'll take that all day long. So the Wolves just stealing some eliminations there. And they definitely need them, as that is LGD out. Taking a look here at this circle. Man, this side of the zone here on the southeastern side is hectic. You can see right there in the mini-map, AURORA putting some pressure on all these teams, just trying to get into the zone.
Yeah, good push up with the cover flares, and that's just a car graveyard. It's just so much extra cover going to be granted to them thanks to that, but they're still not in the play zone. If you are Furia, you got to come up with a very strong plan right now. You got a minute 40 seconds before your area is going to be fully engulfed in the blue zone. You got to go for the reset onto silence, maybe refresh those smokes to try and survive a bit deeper. But S2G is your main competition. You cannot dodge it. You need to send the fight very soon. As back into Yulin, the hot drop keeps on giving, and it's going to be Bigatron versus the side of Thundertalk, and only AJ remains against the Indonesian super team. But Razy, Federales getting in the vehicles, and you know what? Just not worth it. They might just want to leave here, Hot Shoots, or just send it, seems, onto AJ.
Yup, they said we want those confirmations, and they got them. So now they're going to be pressing on down into the zone, but they're going to be having to look for a spot. And this is where they're going to park it out. But can they even leave it? That's going to be the question, because all eyes are on them. Alula staring on the side of Bigatron, but Razak, with this little dip here, has a little bit of room to make something happen.
Yeah, trying to pop the wheels too, just to make sure he can't get shot from under the vehicle. Car can explode though, got to be a little bit cautious. Maybe move back, and it creates an extra dip. That's going to be a good feature to use. But Furia finally sending it right onto S2G. This ain't Miramar, so they might struggle with Furia losing everyone except for Higod. And the car explosion gets it. They're out. S2G survive. And that's going to be our top squads, top 4 out of the picture. And Bigatron still looking good and healthy.
The mid-pack looking strong here. Huge opportunity for them to make something happen. Solke gonna go ahead and get that vehicle there and get the res on to Kami. Meanwhile, we see Carrillo getting a knock there on the Wolves. It's the Wolves versus Alpha 7. Elementrix got the MG3. He is locked and loaded here, but it is Carrillo. You gotta always be careful with this player.
Oh, music to my ears. The MG3 in the hands of Elementrix too. He's up for a good time. Guizao down, Carrillo, sole survivor. Can the IGL make it happen for Brazil? Oh,
got the shotgun,
spray.
he gets one.
Yeah, the spray connects. Carrillo will find Baton. Wolves struggling, but you know what? They will come out on top eventually after taking a ton of damage spread out between the 4 players, but they're still not in the play zone. They got to keep on moving, but one team that still has a full squad here, Hot Jukes, is the boys. It's AURORA, and they mean business on match 1.
Yes, they do. They're on the south side looking pretty right now. Nobody in their face. They're going to have a great lay of the land here going into the zone. This could be their game. We talked about how AURORA needed to start off strong, not waiting until the end to put up some points, and this could be their opportunity here, Max.
I love this. No big ego fights from AURORA. This is the AURORA I wanted to see back in PMGO Season 1. And to be blunt, they were trolling massively back in that tournament. But this is the AURORA I wanted to see. Reb, good off angle from Alula. We'll be able to eliminate the rest of S2G. Still a good finish here. Again, this is not a Miramar. So a good performance for them on Rondo to kick off PMMI 2026. But now only 3 squads remain. Wolves, Alula, and a full squad of AURORA as they get the pickup with the Roadster. And Wolves make it straight over to their teammate on the low ground.
Talk about a quick pickup there. That was beautiful. Reb gonna go ahead and get into that little dip there. AURORA gonna have the high ground though. And let's see what they could do. Man, PMGO Season 1 just seemed to be a big like learning tournament for all these top squads. Just saying, you know what? It's time to lock in. And it looks like they are definitely locked in going into the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational. Yeah, Wolves. They got this dip. They are in the zone here. This is going to be really huge. This next zone is going to be so important. This is going to be the last zone shift here. Will it center up? Will it go to the north or south? That's going to be huge for these squads.
I really like that Alula left claws on the ridge just to make sure AURORA don't peek over it. Because if AURORA get control of that ridge, Alula are just straight up dead. They can't survive. Really good shot from Baton with the Yorg. And now they're going to be on the back foot, having a bit of a tough time. Baton instantly confirming that frag. It's down to Doxiol and Refus. The 3-man from Mongolia. Can they make it happen against North America as Doc trying to send it? Some Hail Mary push onto a duo of Wolves. He's now in nade range, but who is it dangerous for? For Wolves or maybe for Doc himself?
Man, we'll see what happens. I love what Wolves are doing. They got a 2-1-1-1 split doing here, and we could see one of the players from Wolves have a great opportunity to get some shots, but he's peeking back so quickly. Can't afford to get knocked because he knows if he does, he's thirsted. So just hold the angle, apply pressure, don't get knocked is the strategy. Let's see if they can be able to have some success with it because AURORA, oh, and such a star-studded squad. We know what they could do. The problem is all eyes are on them. The entire lobby is focusing right on that high ground.
Oh, use of the C4 for Reb. I think he's got 2 more C4s. Good angle onto Necessary. Doesn't hit that one, but you know what? Still going to damage that potential vest. So making sure they're going to be in a weakened state. Extra dip created for Quick. So that's going to allow them to just inch their way forward into the place. And as you said, that was the last circle shift. So here, these teams, they need to make their way in. And Wolves and AURORA need to move in. Alula already set up for success.
Well, now I think the shift's going to shift onto Alula. And so now all eyes are on them. Wolves got to find a way to take them out. AURORA needs to find a way, but we could see AURORA focus on the Wolves too. No, they're not. Yeah, both these squads are now looking at the team that got blessed with the zone. Alula going to have to play off a good defense if they want to win this game.
Yeah, if you're Wolves or AURORA, really, you got to try and be the last team to fight and not get third-partied, because otherwise that is going to be your downfall. And Wolves, though, still having some cars in very healthy condition, so that Roadster in particular for Slonic, that's going to allow them to just inch closer and closer to phase number 9. As Claws, the fact he's still able to get value from this high ground is insane to me. He survived for so long. If they win, I would say Claws is one of the main factors as to why they could secure that chicken dinner on game 1 on Rondo. But Zyol, no nades in hand. That would be such an easy elimination, but the lack of utility really is making it hard for AURORA to get that win.
Claws getting the thirst onto Reefus as well. He is just a thorn in the side of AURORA. That single player on the high ground putting in so much work. Claws cannot afford to get knocked. Elementrix, here's the shots going on. He's like, this is our opportunity to third party. And they do. They take out Doc as well. AURORA getting pieced up. And I believe that is them out of here.
Yeah, that is going to be it. Now it's going to be down to a 4v4. Well, technically a 3v4 now, as Quick going to get knocked on down. But that's going to be 2 players. Reb also in the scope of Elementrix. And he still has his MG3 as a secondary. Hopefully still has a bit of ammo to work with. But 2 players of Alula, Claws and Yasa, going to try and survive. Here you go, the MG3 spray. None of the bullets connecting yet. He's just trying to scare them off with that sweet, sweet sound of the MG3 as Slonic gets taken out. So does Baton. It's down to Elementrix unnecessary. It's falling apart for North America, Hot Shoots.
1v1! Claws with the shots, and it's Alula to win the game! 3v4! That is how you win a Rondo match!
It was looking so good for the side of NA until they just took 3 knocks back to back to back, and they just couldn't recuperate and get back up and lick their wounds. Really strong showcase from Alula, able to get himself that first chicken dinner of PMMI 2026. And really, every player did a great job, right? Reb, Quick, everyone did fantastic. But Claws in particular, if he does not hold that high ground position for the entirety of that late game hard shoots, that was not going to be a win headed their way. It would have possibly been for the side of North America or maybe for Mongolia. So Claws in particular, the unofficial MVP in my eyes for this first game.
Man, what a clutch play there towards the end. Especially, you're going 4v3. You got Elementrix with the MG3 in your face, and to be able to hit those shots, clutch it up, that is how you do it there, folks. We talked about a little bit earlier, right, about how important it is to keep your whole squad together, not make a single mistake, and it is the MVP, Claws! Getting it done there, 5 eliminations and 858 damage. You were so right there, Max. Claws clutching it up from that high ground position.
Yeah, I mean, he is the unofficial MVP and also the official MVP. He's just the MVP. That's what you can really say about this guy.
Straight MVP.
Yeah, straight up MVP. 3 knocks, 5 eliminations, almost 900 damage on the board for him on game number 1. And Alula, not going to lie, back during PMGO Season 1, wasn't impressed. I was like, this is a team that sure they got some interesting names. Quick in particular is looking like a very strong play on that lineup. I was a bit disappointed. But this is good because they had that learning experience just before PMMI 2026. So it seems like they've learned from that bad performance back at PMGO Season 1 in Jakarta, and they come out swinging on Game 1 of PMMI. You love to see that kind of evolution on the global stage.
Yes, the squad from the MENA region making it happen here off the rip. As we take a look here at some of the highlights from this one, great usage of utility coverage. I mean, these players, they've got Rondo locked down at this point here, Max.
Yep, it seemed like that's exactly what they got, looking at some of the replays of this game. Yeah, that push on BTR, I really thought they were just going to try and avoid that final play of Thunder Talk and prioritize a position in the zone instead. But no, they send it on that final player of Thunder Talk and actually get himself a bunch of extra points. So it was an aggressive play, but I don't hate it. Though what I do hate is not seeing an MG3 chicken dinner. It could have happened. The best weapon in the game could have got the win. But no, it was the full squad of AURORA to make it happen.
Man, Claws there holding it down all by his lonesome. What a clutch play there for the squad. And that's what's so great too, is like, especially when you go into a tournament, you feel like you didn't perform as well on the last one. Yeah. To win the first match, especially in a 3v4 situation, that is going to do just wonders for their mental game going into the rest of this tournament.
It's like, oh, we're pretty good at this PUBG Mobile stuff.
We're gaming.
Oh, we're kind of gaming right now. But no, definitely a really good way to kick off your overall adventure in the MACAO Invitational, as AURORA, there you go, going to be number one with their 23 points total. But definitely looking at the elimination spread, Wolves 9 eliminations, S2G 7, FURIA 9, BTR 7. It seems like that Rondo effect definitely was in full effect then this game, and a lot of teams were able to capitalize on that hot drop. In particular, Yulin, there was just a bloodbath from circle 1 until it feels like circle number 7. It was the entire game, and it just kept happening non-stop.
Literally, for as long as it was in the zone, it was hectic in Yulin. And that's what I love about watching just pro players adapt to different maps, any situation, right? And when it comes to Rondo, when it first was introduced, I mean, we saw some different types of plays, but it just seems that the consensus is now locked in amongst the entire industry at this point. Like, they know we got a hot drop, we got to get some serious eliminations, and we saw every single team at least put up one single point. That this is going to be your overall ranking so far. AURORA obviously on top with 23, Wolves getting 15, but even the squads that went out early still put up some great points.
It's kind of interesting, actually, when you're looking at these rankings, that for China, K1 is actually the number one team from China. I was expecting it to be maybe Thunder Talk, maybe the side of TIANBA too, right? But no, they just popped off in that hot drop and kept taking some huge fights back to back to back. In particular, Zez, right, with that utility, with that Molotov, and also the grenades trying to force the enemy team to put them in a really bad situation and hopefully pick up a 1v3. Sure, it didn't work out versus FURIA at the end, but still a great display of utility usage and overall strategy from this team. So K1, making me raise my eyebrow a little bit, Hodgins, like, okay, let them cook. This team could mean business if they reach the finals.
Well, we talk about how like different teams have different regions also kind of have different strategies. Well, I'll just see one strategy coming out from the Chinese squads, and that's aggression, because every single one of them here, all eliminations except for Thunder Talk with one placement point, right? So all these squads are like, you know what? We got to get in the fights early. They did. Unfortunately, for the majority of them, they weren't able to put it up some serious points, but you could definitely tell their kind of mindset going into the start of this tournament.
Almost definitely, right? Eliminations is kind of the universal language of PUBG Mobile Esports. Doesn't matter your region, you get eliminations, that means you're a bloody good team. Looking at the elimination spread though, Regnum Karia, D+, 7 eliminations apiece despite getting 0 placement points. Very aggressive. You got to try and maybe pull it back a little bit going into your Wrangles and Miramars, because quick recap, if you guys maybe are new to this esports, we don't have the recall tower system on those 2 other battlegrounds. So got to be a little bit more cautious of how you approach, especially your mid-game portion of the match. As here we go, the overall elimination spread for our top 4 players is going to be Claws, followed by Yasser, Baton, and Sunan. His nades onto FURIA, sure, they do get eliminated by FURIA eventually, but Sunan's utility was just a thing of absolute beauty. So sure, maybe don't get the win here, but definitely get a lot of respect and street cred after that first game.
That's for sure, man. We saw the just insane utility use all day long here. And you know what? I'm telling you, this is going to be a fun one to watch to the absolute end, because even the teams, you know, like Regnum Karia, they put up some great solid points with 7 eliminations. They were on the north side of that circle. Once that southern shift, they were like, okay, we're out. But they still put up points on the board, Max. That's what I think the big difference is when it comes to PMMI is these teams, even if they don't get zone, they're putting up something, right? And if they do get that circle, they're going to fully use that opportunity. And that's why it's so disappointing from the side of Wolves, is the fact that they had such a circle blessing and weren't able to get the win.
You know what? I'm not going to be too harsh on Wolves. I feel like it was still a decent display of how to use a circle effectively when the circle is being so kind to you, because they were zoning teams away for the entirety of that match. Of course, that compound is just surrounded by very flat, open terrain, so it's very hard to breach it because you're spotted from, what, 500 meters away if you have the intent on crashing onto them. But still, a good elimination spread throughout all of the players, so I don't feel like it was too bad of a game from them, and Baton also going to be up there. But Chief, #1 damage dealer, just shy of 1,000 damage, so Furia, I was wondering if it was going to be a one-hit wonder after PMGO podium finish, but no, man, they mean business also here on the Macau Invitational stage.
I'm telling you, they put in their homework, that's for sure. These guys are ripping it. It was so funny because I totally agree with you. You know, when it comes to Wolves, I think they played it like 99% perfect that game. It was just that last 1% where they just made a mistake. And oh man, that's what hurts the most, is like when you do everything perfect, that one little last play not coming up on top. Hopefully that's not going to be the difference maker for them. And just to start, we'll see how they do over the rest of the match. But yeah, Furia, look at that. 10 total points here, a solid Rondo match. You know, we are going into Erangel, right? That's where we're going to see who really is the championship squads here, as that's going to be the most maps we're going to be playing in both of these groups, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that happens here. But we got Erangel coming up in just a bit, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after this short break.
Yo. I don't think they're ready for it. On the loose, on the loose, on the loose, on the loose. With the beast, on the loose, say the truth, on the loose. Off the chain, it's all the gauge. Yeah, getting wild, shot me out the cage.
It's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting wild out here. But I'ma be the last one standing. You can't stop what's begun. You can't stop a revolution. Coming, coming. It's getting wild out here. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting wild.
Eating them, feast, fire the most, tire the least. See them admitting defeat, and they so useless. I'm so ruthless. New phone, who this? Give no reply to excuses. Got no bite, man, I'm toothless. Living a lie and the truth is, got this power, bringing it. Play my anthem, singing it. Every mountain, ringing it high. I soar, I rise, reborn. Strapped, I'm back like never before. Taking my final form.
Yo, it's getting wild out here. One by one, we watch them all falling. It's getting embarking on an evolution.
Yo.
Come in, yeah. If you wanna come and get some,
Yo.
nothing we can't overcome. Run in, sure as we rise with the sun.
Yo.
We will arise and become stunning. Watch for the revolution. You can't stop what's begun.
We are back. Let's get it going here as we are back in the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational. We are getting ready for some Aaron Gale action, and we are on the plane. Let's get match number 2 started.
Let's get right into the grassy pastures. This plane, not too good. It's going to be quite east and right. Going to be stretching from Nova Ripnoye all over to Stob on the northeastern side of Erangel. So some of the teams like to drop west might have a bit of a tougher time to make it to their main drop location. Especially looking at some of the squads that might struggle a bit. You're looking at like your Furias, your DRX, or KR. I need to get used to saying KRX, Bigatron
right,
also, which will be interesting. Actually, we did during PMGO Season 1 have a lot of fights between the side of RQ and BTR, especially near Zaki. Zaki's not in stretch this time, but if we do get a Zaki-focused claim path at one point, I do wonder if we're going to see RQ versus BTR happen once again on the Macau stage. As plane is going to be having some teams like KRX going for a big southern drop, right? I feel like their intent is to just loot up this entire area on the coast, get one of the boats, and just send it to their western drop location near Gatka.
That seems exactly right. Immediately on the boat. Yup, and it is definitely a great one. Yeah, they found it, and they are on the move there. So, great idea there from KRX. They should be able to get to that side of the map sooner than later. With this circle, though, they're going to have to get moving just, I think, a little faster than they would like.
Yeah, this is a bit of a tough one, too, because that rotation by boat is going to take you like a minute to 2 minutes tops. And by that time, the blue zone should be already encroaching on your terrain. So that looting stage of KRX is going to get cut short very heavily. So they need to be very proficient on their looting stage. And you know what? The western side, you got ruins in play, some areas on the eastern side of Gatka still in circle. So if they want, they can loot and quickly pivot to those compounds to get some extra loot just to top off whatever they're missing out on, like meds, vests, or even just ammo in general. So it's not an impossible looting and early rotation stage. It's just you need to be a little bit more efficient if you want to pull it off and not fall behind compared to all of your other teams in this lobby. Though, talking about this lobby, one team that loves this lobby for a particular reason, Hot Jukes, is Aurora. Because there's no fourth rives, meaning the Western Bridge is not going to get camped. So Aurora are loving it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be set up here for this one. I got a question for you, though, Max.
Yes.
What do you think the comms are like right now for KRX on this boatate?
They may be like singing a sea shanty right now.
Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much time together. They're just like, I mean, they all know the strategy, what to do, right? So at this point, it's just kind of like, you know, like, I don't know. It's just so funny because they got so much time on that boat as they head on over to Primorsk. We'll see how they end up playing it off here, though. You're right, though. Aurora, you know, no fourth thrives here. Going to have a good opportunity going into this next zone. You got RRQ kind of holding that ferry pier location, at least looting it up. But we'll see them, you know, scoot and loot here pretty quickly.
The scoot and loot. That is the game plan.
A loot and scoot.
Ooh, yeah. By the way, quick update. Oh, okay. Trying to make it down to the extra loot down below. I'm not going to continue though. He's like, okay, that one shot didn't happen.
2 shots?
I give up.
No.
Oh, there we go. Actually, TIANBA going to get the
Door's
loot truck.
closed.
Wonder what they got. The airdrop weapons are kind of rare on the spawn. P90s, right? You can get yourself your FAMAS. In particular, you want to try and get an MG3 if you can. So I do wonder if they could get one of those airdrop weapons. But yes, back to my update. I went on a bit of a tangent there, Hot Jukes. I did see in the hands of a player, the JS9, which if you guys know, JS9 until update 4.4 was a Rondo exclusive weapon. One of the best SMG, if not, in my opinion, the best SMG in the game, even beating weapons like the UMP. And it is now an Erangel, meaning we are officially in update 4.4 when it comes to PUBG Mobile Esports. So that means a few things, right, Hodrix? Meaning we do now also have the buff to bolt action and DMRs, and also the nerf to shotgun. So the weapon meta is surely changing significantly in this game.
Yeah, it's gone from 100% AUG to like 95%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, you know, that's kind of fair.
So we'll see.
Just a little bit less.
Hey, a little bit less, right? I'll take it. You know, I've had so many different theories on how to make like bolt actions like actually relevant in esports. And one of the theories I had is imagine if the AWM on headshot instant thirst.
Well, like,
imagine how much that would change.
So you're not knocked. You're just walking about.
Gone.
You're full HP. Headshot with a norm. You're instantly out.
Out of the game. Could you imagine?
Bro, you're crazy.
Dude, that would be
I can't
so
believe-
sick. Because imagine like an esport team that sees the in a drop, right? They're like, you know what? Let's take it. We're outside a zone. And they are trying to find a way in this circle. And if the other team that's holding them out just hears that AWM, they're like, we can't peek. If we peek and one of us gets shot, we're done. Right? That'd be crazy.
We peek, Wheeler dead. Yeah.
You
know what? This is actually such an interesting way for you to make the Orm meta. I kind of want to get chat involved. Chat, if you agree with Hot Jukes on making the Orm a one-shot insta-elimination in the head, put 1. If you disagree, put 2. I just want to know because I want to know if I'm alone in thinking that is crazy OP if you do that for the Orm. But after, it is a rare weapon, right? You might not even get in a single game if the loot ratio is just really not working your way. So, I don't know. We'll see what the chat thinks as S2G is sending it right onto Museum, trying to get those cars and actually just going to ditch it because Alpha 7 is just a bit of a menace here on that position.
Yes, they are. Come on, chat. Make my dreams come true. Make my dreams come true. Is Alpha 7... Their dreams already came true when it comes to PMGC. They were the champs, but, you know, we're trying to see if they can continue to hold on to that title as they are looting up, all 4 players up. There's such a difference in pace when it comes from Rondo to Aaron Gale, right? Teams now just say, let's slow things down, let's get looted, because there is no revive towers here.
Yeah, you just get eliminated and there's just nothingness. Well, the lobby, I guess, is not nothingness, but you just go back to the lobby and just spectate your teammates. Yeah, this would be good. Alpha 7, get rid of that hovercraft. Deny their mobility.
Yes.
This is such a good play from Revo. I see so many times in any caliber tournament, Hot Jukes, where they see a hovercraft, they're like, no, we're gonna be nice. You know what? You keep your hovercraft and we can fight later on in the game. No, you see a hovercraft, the #1 rule is you destroy that bloody hovercraft. Get rid of it because it's such a menace, especially in these flat, open-ended areas. So really good play from Alpha 7 just to try and deny that early to mid-game mobility from S2G. Love to see it.
B2, I mean, especially considering
Even
the
FURIA
level there. Yeah, FURIA. I mean, just pop in vehicles. You have to protect that vehicle 100% or these players are going to punish you. And you can see the difference, right, from Silence versus Revo. Silence having to use those single shots because he has no extra loot, but Revel, he has all the shelter to loot, so he had no problem just dumping all kinds of mags into that hovercraft and getting it out of there.
Oh, HamCG trying to go for the godly dip here, west of their compound. Wouldn't recommend going there. It's kind of tough when you have some teams up north of you. That's kind of like the weak point from that spot. So HamCG got to be careful, though. Potato Hill. Ooh, okay. Gonna get a little bit active here. TIANBA looking to reposition. Really good response. Aurora pushes up on your 2-2 split on Potato. You just give up the western side. Let Aurora take it up for free. And now you can coexist on Potato Hill. You can share it for the time being because it's dead center on this circle. Love the respectful approach from both teams of Aurora. Not chasing it down. And TIANBA just giving it up because it's just not worth it on Circle 1 to take that fight.
Yeah, I mean, so many teams are just like, you know what?